Hey everyone, so today's video is like a berry toned black smoky eye. So we're going to start off with the eyes like I always do. So I'm using my e.l.f. concealer to prime my eyelids and blending that out. I've also done my eyebrows off of camera just to save a little bit of time. And then we're going in with like a bone colour to set that down. I'm taking the one from the Beauty Glazed palette and I'm just using that to set down the concealer. Then we're going in with the shade Burgundy from that same palette, and that's going in the crease. So that's kind of going to be our transition colour. And I'm just buffing that really high in the crease and really packing in the colour. Now I'm going in with like a pinky sort of shade. It's kind of hard to describe, but it's in the top right hand corner I believe, or left hand corner of the Take Me Back to Brazil palette by Beige Cosmetics. And I'm just buffing that into the crease, and then I'm taking the really deep purple that's like underneath the first colour I used, and I'm buffing that in the crease as well. So now I'm going in with this smudge stick, I believe it's called, by Skinn. It's just in the shade black, and I'm just smudging that really close to the lower lash line and then taking a brush to blend it up into the crease a little bit, and then going on top of the black in the crease with different colours to help blend it together, but I'll explain more when we get to that bit. But at the moment, just the black eyeliner, smudge stick, whatever you want to call it, and blend that over the lid. So now I'm going in with another brush and that purple again. To be honest, I would skip this step. I ended up going over it with another colour and a different brush altogether, and I liked the way it turned out better. I actually took the colour, I think it's called Stalker, from the Shaaanxo Beige Cosmetics, the Remix palette. And I took that on a really dense crease brush and really buffed that edge, and it just made it blend a lot better. So I would skip this step and go in with this brush and Stalker. Worked so much better. Definitely would recommend doing that instead. So here I'm just cleaning up the brow bone a little bit because I did blend it quite high up and I didn't really like how it was looking. So I just put a bone colour on underneath my brow bone just to sort of highlight and correct it a little bit. And then this is where I go in, oh sorry, I do apologise, it's actually called Vampette from the Shaaanxo, the Remix palette, and this is where I go in with this brush and that colour, and it just really made it work. Like, it brought the whole look together, it got rid of that line, just worked really well. Now I'm going in with a black eyeshadow from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and I'm using that to set down the smudge stick and make it a little bit more intense. From all the blending, we kind of lost a little bit of that black, so I wanted to bring that back in and make it a little bit more vibrant, but obviously I'm focusing that more towards the lash line.
My heart rages around like an ocean in my head.
Now I'm taking these Garnier makeup wipes just to clean up that outer edge and just get a more defined line, because that's what I wanted, and all the blending, it kind of got a little bit messy. So luckily we did this before our foundation, so now we can clean it up. So now we're going in with liquid liner. This one's by Australis. It's just black, it dries matte, it's really good, and we're just creating a very small wing with it just to give a little bit more definition where the wing is, obviously. Now we're going in with mascara, and today I'm using the Rimmel Skinn Extreme Volume and Lengthening Mascara. Sorry, I find that name really funny and I always feel like I have to say extreme. But anyway, so just applying that to the top lashes for now, and then we come back and do the bottom one. Now we're moving on to face. So I primed my skin earlier on, but for some reason I didn't film that for some reason. I don't know what was going on. Anyway, so the foundation I'm using today is the Maybelline Fit Me foundation, and I think the shade I'm using is 115 Ivory, and I'm just using my sponge to blend that out. So now I'm concealing underneath my eyes with my e.l.f. concealer in the shade Light, which is total bullshit, excuse my French, but it is. The colour is definitely not for light people. As you can see, it's like too dark for me, but we all know I've had this problem with this concealer many times in the past. That's why I usually use it as an eye primer, but it's okay. And I'm just making sure that I don't stuff up my wing and anything like that.
Heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Now I'm setting underneath my eyes with the BYS Matte Finishing Loose Powder in the shade Natural Beige. I always get tongue-tied trying to say that name, so from now on, if I get tongue-tied, I'm just not going to cut it out because I can't be bothered anymore. It happens every time. So I'm just setting underneath my eyes using a brush, and then I'm going to blend that away, and then set the rest of my face with my Australis powder in the shade O2 Natural, I believe it's just called, or just Natural. And I'm just going to take a big powder brush and set the rest of my face with that, and then I'm going to use my Australis AC On Tour Contouring and Highlighting Kit. I'm going to use shade 2, which is the banana powder, just to brighten up underneath my eyes.
Spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the
working on the lower lash line, I'm taking the shade Burgundy again and just going to smoke out the lower lash line. And then I take the shade Stalker as well and just blend the lower lash line a little bit more.
Daisies got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the four-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah, just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep.
Why do I feel like I linger between the words to say the words to remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all, lose it all, lose it all.
So I applied my lashes on off camera because I did film it, but I had so many problems with it and I just could not edit it to get it in here. So these ones are by BYS and they're called the Fantasy Lash. They're very crisscrossy. I didn't like them as much as my other BYS ones, but they were still pretty good. And I'm also just applying some mascara to my lower lashes. And now for bronzer, I'm taking my Australis AC On Tour Contouring and Highlighting Kit, the same one that I used the banana powder out of, and I'm taking shade number 6, which is like the warmest brown in that palette, and I'm using that to bronze my cheeks, my temples, my nose, my forehead, my chin, all the normal places that you would bronze.
Now we will go back home today,
Also from that palette, I'm taking shade number 5, which is a cooler toned brown, so it acts more of like a shadow, and I'm using that to contour my cheeks, my temples, my nose, and like my lower lip, just to make my lips look a little bit bigger than what they are.
over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all, lose it all, lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the.
And now moving on to highlighter, I'm going in with this Maybelline New York Master Contour Palette, and I'm taking shade number 3. This palette I think is shade 20, so it's more for medium skin tone, so I can't actually use that contour shade as a contour, I use it as a bronzer instead. And the highlighter is a little bit too dark for me, but I can sort of just pull it off. So that's what I'm using here, is the highlighter from that palette. And now to highlight my brow bone and inner corner, I'm going in with the same Shaaanxo the Remix palette. I always use this, guys, you know this. I'm sorry if you get bored of me talking about it, but it's just a really good palette for cheap. Anyway, I'm taking the shade Island Glow, I believe it's called, and I'm just using that to highlight my brow bone. And then I'm going in with this Australis Metallics eyeshadow, and I'm pretty sure this one's in the shade Pearl Jamming. I always use this to highlight my inner corner too. It's just so metallic and reflective, and it just looks so beautiful. And the final step is lipstick, and today I'm going in with this ColourPop Ultra Matte Lip in the shade Notion. It's just like a really deep plum sort of color. It's sort of more like an earthy tone. It's very, very, very comparable to the Kylie Jenner Leo one from her birthday collection a few years back, but I'm using this and I'm just obviously doing my lipstick. So that, guys, is the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe down below and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because I don't know, maybe you just really liked it and you want to give me a thumbs up, who knows. Anyway, so cue the awkward posing. Anyway, guys, I will see you and talk to you guys in the next video. Love you all. Bye.